Beloved, hear the word of the Lord. There are moments in time when the ordinary is interrupted by the eternal, when the ticking of the clock aligns with the decrees of heaven, and when what has been foretold begins to manifest in the sight of men. We are entering such a moment, a day that is unlike the days before it, a day when the fabric of history shifts and everything changes. September 4th, 2025 has been appointed as such a day of divine transition, a day when the hand of the Almighty touches the earth and reorders what men thought could never move. It is the day when God's decree will stand against the plans of man, and the heavens will announce that the season has changed. For many years, the people of God have prayed, they have wept, they have asked when the breakthrough would come, when the fulfillment of promises would arrive, when the weight of waiting would finally give way to the dawn of a new day. And I tell you, beloved, the waiting has not been in vain. The prayers that seemed unanswered were being stored in the golden bowls before the throne. The tears that fell to the ground were not forgotten, but were written in His book. The cries that rose up from His people have reached the heavens, and now the decree goes forth that the time of transition has come. September 4th, 2025 is not just another day on the calendar. It is a dividing line. It is the day when the Lord declares, "Behold, I make all things new." Do not think it strange that God appoints times and seasons, for the Scriptures declare that He changes the times and the seasons. He removes kings and sets up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who seek understanding. He appoints the rise and fall of nations. He marks the days of judgment and the days of mercy. He ordains the day of birth and the day of deliverance. September 4th is such a day. It is a day of divine transition, the closing of one chapter and the opening of another, the end of delay and the beginning of fulfillment. What has been resisted will no longer be resisted. What has been hindered will no longer be hindered, and what has been concealed will be revealed. This is the pattern of God, beloved. When Israel was enslaved in Egypt, there was a day when the chains broke and the doors opened. That day was not like the days before. It was the day of Passover, the day when God passed through Egypt and brought forth His people by His mighty hand. When the children of Israel wandered in the wilderness, there was a day when the manna ceased and they crossed into the promised land, a day that was unlike any other, a day when wandering turned into possessing. When the disciples were gathered in the upper room, there was a day when the fire of the Spirit descended, when the waiting of 10 days gave birth to the outpouring that would shake nations. Always there is a day of transition, a day marked in heaven when the season turns. And now we are approaching such a day, September 4th, 2025. Do not look with natural eyes, for natural eyes see only the ordinary. Natural eyes see a Thursday in September, a date upon the calendar with no significance. But those who have ears to hear and eyes to see know that God has marked this moment. For the world will not understand when it comes, but the children of light will know. The shaking that is coming is not for destruction, but for alignment. The breaking is not for ruin, but for release. The transition is not to end, but to begin. It is the moment when heaven decrees and earth responds, when the unseen hand of God overturns the plans of men. And what does it mean, beloved, that everything changes? It means that the old cannot remain. It means that the cycles of defeat and delay must break. It means that the chains that have bound you are broken. It means that the season you have endured will give way to the season you have prayed for. For some, it will be a day of deliverance. For others, a day of unveiling. For others, still a day of shaking. But for all, it will be a day of transition. God is not silent. He has decreed that on this day the earth will know that He rules in the affairs of men. Consider Joseph, who languished in prison. He had been forgotten by men, betrayed by his brothers, and left in the shadows. Yet there came a day, one single day, when the king sent for him. In one day, Joseph went from prisoner to ruler, from forgotten to exalted. That was his day of divine transition. transition. Consider Esther, who lived as an orphan in exile. Yet there came a day when the king extended his scepter, when her voice became the salvation of her people. That was her day of transition. Consider Paul, blinded on the road to Damascus. In one day his life was transformed from persecutor to apostle. That was his day of transition. And so it is, beloved, with us. God appoints days when he changes the story, when he turns the page, when he says, the old is finished and the new begins. September 4th, 2025 is not a day to be taken lightly. It is not a day to sleep through or ignore. It is a day to be awake, to be watchful, to be ready. For God is not only shifting circumstances, he is shifting hearts. He is calling his people to turn from compromise, to awaken from slumber, to consecrate themselves afresh. For transition requires preparation. When Israel was to cross the Jordan, Joshua commanded the people, "Sanctify yourselves, for tomorrow the Lord will do wonders among you." So too we are called to sanctify ourselves, to put away the idols, to cleanse our hands and purify our hearts, for the Lord is about to do wonders. The day of transition is not only about what God will do in the nations, but what he will do in you. The Spirit is saying, do not hold on to the old when I am calling you into the new. Do not cling to the wilderness when I am bringing you into the land. Do not resist the shaking when I am using it to free you from chains. Do not despise the breaking when it is the doorway to blessing. For on September 4th, 2025, the Lord says, I will remove what can be shaken, so that what cannot be shaken will remain. The systems of man will tremble. The idols of nations will fall. The pride of rulers will be brought low, but those who stand upon the rock will not be moved. Those who dwell in the secret place will not be shaken. Those who have oil in their lamps will shine brighter as the darkness falls. Beloved, this day is both a promise and a warning. It is a promise to those who are waiting that their waiting is not in vain. It is a promise to the weary that their strength will be renewed. It is a promise to the faithful that their obedience will be rewarded. But it is also a warning to the complacent that the season of slumber is over. It is a warning to the proud that their kingdoms will not stand. It is a warning to the wicked that their time is short. For when God decrees transition, nothing can remain as it was. Everything changes. Do you not see, beloved, how God is already moving? The earth is trembling. The nations are raging. The signs are aligning. The birth pangs are increasing. The trumpet is preparing to sound. The Lord is aligning his people, awakening his bride, positioning his remnant. And September 4th, 2025 is the marker of this transition. On that day, those who have ears to hear will know. They will discern the voice of the Spirit saying, this is the way, walk in it. They will sense the breaking of chains and the opening of doors. They will feel the shift in the Spirit as the old passes and the new comes forth. And though the world may not perceive it, the people of God will know that heaven has moved. So I call you, beloved, to prepare. Prepare in prayer, prepare in fasting, prepare in consecration. Do not enter that day casually. Do not step into it unprepared. For the Lord is about to do a new thing. He is about to open the heavens, to release his decree, to shift the course of nations and the destinies of men. Everything will change. The questions you carried will find answers. The delays that tormented you will end. The promises that seemed distant will come near. The chains that bound you will shatter. The doors that were closed will open. The season that seemed endless will break into a new dawn. September 4th, 2025 is the day when God says, enough. It is finished. Now it begins. Do not be afraid, for though the shaking comes, you are not alone. Though the world trembles, you are under his wings. Though the storm rages, he is in the boat with you. Though everything changes, his word remains the same. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. His promises do not fail. His covenant does not break. His love does not fade. And so as you enter the day of transition, know that you are not stepping into uncertainty, but into destiny. You are not stepping into chaos, but into order. You are not stepping into fear, but into faith. For God himself has appointed this day, and he will be with you. And when that day comes, lift up your eyes. Do not look at the shaking around you, but look at the one who sits upon the throne. Do not be consumed by what is passing away, but fix your eyes on what is eternal. Do not fear what men can do, for their breath is in their nostrils. Fear the one who rules over all. And rejoice, beloved, for your redemption draws near. September 4th, 2025 will not only mark the transition of time, it will mark the nearness of his coming. It will declare that the bridegroom is at the door, that the trumpet is soon to sound, that the king is preparing to return, and everything must change to prepare the way of the Lord. So hear the call of the Spirit. Prepare your heart. Watch and pray. Stand firm. Sanctify yourself. For the day is coming quickly. The day of divine transition. The day when everything changes. September 4th, 2025 has been written in the scrolls of heaven, and no power of man or darkness can stop it. The old is passing away, the new is coming forth, the earth will shake, the heavens will move, the decree will be fulfilled, and you, beloved, are called to be part of it. Stand ready, for the day is near. God has decreed it, and it shall be so. Beloved, there are days in the course of history when the veil is lifted, when the mysteries of heaven are brought into the sight of men, when that which was hidden in the counsel of God is made manifest upon the earth. We are approaching such a day when the decree of the Lord that has been sealed in the scrolls of heaven will be unveiled before our eyes. September 4th, 2025 is not a day like any other. It is a day appointed from the beginning, written in the designs of eternity, a day when God himself declares his will, and no power of darkness, no scheme of man, no ruler of nations can resist it. It is the unveiling of God's decree, the moment when what he has spoken becomes visible, when what he has written becomes reality, when what he has ordained comes forth in power. For long seasons, the purposes of God remain hidden. They are like seeds planted in the soil, unseen, covered, waiting for the appointed time to break forth. To the eyes of men, it seems as though nothing is happening, yet beneath the surface, life is stirring, roots are spreading, and the unseen is preparing to become seen. So too it is with the decree of the Lord. His words do not return void. His promises do not fade. His counsel does not waver. They remain hidden until the moment of unveiling. And I tell you, beloved, September 4th, 2025 is such a moment. It is the appointed time when the seed breaks the ground, when the decree that was whispered in the secret place is proclaimed from the rooftops, when the hidden becomes manifest. Consider how the decrees of God have worked in the past. When Abraham was called, the promise was spoken, yet for many years nothing seemed to happen. But then there came a moment when Sarah gave birth to Isaac, and the decree was unveiled. When Israel groaned under the weight of Egypt, God declared their deliverance. Yet they waited through generations until the night of Passover, and the decree was unveiled. When the prophets spoke of a Messiah, the words seemed distant, like dreams in the night. Yet there came a day in Bethlehem when the Word became flesh, and the decree was unveiled. Always it is so. First the decree is hidden, then the decree is revealed, then the decree is fulfilled. And so it shall be on September 4th, 2025, the unveiling of God's decree. What does it mean for a decree to be unveiled? It means that the hidden purpose of God comes into alignment with the visible realm. It means that what was written in heaven begins to govern the earth. It means that what men thought was permanent is overturned by the word of the Lord. It means that the unseen hand of God takes hold of the visible world and reshapes it according to his plan. And when that unveiling comes, beloved, nothing can remain as it was. For the decree of God is not like the decree of men. The decrees of kings fade, the decrees of governments fall, the decrees of rulers are forgotten. But the decree of the Lord endures forever. His word is unshakable, his purpose unchangeable, his will unstoppable. September 4th, 2025 will be such a day. It will not be the voice of politicians or rulers that determines the course of events. It will not be the schemes of the powerful or the systems of the world that dictate what comes to pass. It will be the decree of the Lord that governs the day. The unveiling will not be hidden in some far-off place. It will ripple across the earth. For when God speaks, creation responds. When he decrees, the mountains tremble, the seas roar, the heavens move. And when his decree is unveiled, every eye will see the shift, every ear will hear the sound, every heart will know that the Lord reigns. This unveiling is not only for the nations, but for his people. For many have waited in silence, longing for breakthrough, yearning for the fulfillment of promises. Many have walked through seasons of darkness, wondering when the dawn would come. Many have carried burdens, praying for release, asking when the chains would break. And the Lord says, the time has come. The unveiling of his decree is the breaking of delay, the ending of silence, the fulfillment of promise. On September 4th, 2025, the decree will be revealed, and with it will come the answers, the openings, the breakthroughs, the releases, the fulfillment of what he has spoken. Do you not remember, beloved, the vision given to John in the Revelation? He saw a scroll in the right hand of him who sat on the throne, sealed with 7 seals. No one in heaven or earth could open it until the Lamb stepped forward, worthy to break the seals and open the scroll. And when he broke them, the decrees of God began to unfold upon the earth. That vision was not only for the end of days, but for every unveiling of God's decree. For the Lamb is the one who opens the scrolls, who brings forth the hidden purpose of God into time. And now, as we draw near to September 4th, 2025, the Lamb is once again opening a scroll, unveiling a decree, releasing the purposes of God into the earth. What is hidden cannot remain hidden. What is written must come to pass. What is sealed must be unsealed. The time of unveiling has come. And when it comes, beloved, it will be like a trumpet blast. It will be sudden. It will be unmistakable. It will be undeniable. The world may not understand it, but those who are in the Spirit will know. They will sense the shift. They will feel the weight of the decree. They will recognize the voice of the Lord. And they will say, surely this is the day the Lord has made. For the unveiling of God's decree is not only about the changing of events, but about the revealing of his glory. And what is that decree? It is the declaration that the old is passing away and the new is coming forth. It is the proclamation that the systems of men will fall and the kingdom of God will rise. It is the word that his people will be set free, that the harvest will be gathered, that the bride will be made ready. It is the announcement that the days of compromise are over, that the time of decision has come, that the Lord is calling his people higher, deeper, closer. It is the unveiling of his purpose for this hour, the manifestation of his will for this generation, the revelation of his plan for this time, and nothing can stand against it. So what must we do, beloved? We must prepare. For when the decree is unveiled, those who are unprepared will be caught unaware. Just as the virgins who had no oil were shut out when the bridegroom came, so too will those who slumber in complacency be left behind when the decree is revealed. But those who watch, those who pray, those who sanctify themselves, those who keep oil in their lamps, they will enter into the unveiling. They will see what others do not see. They will hear what others do not hear. They will walk in the fulfillment of the decree. For to them the unveiling will not be terror, but triumph, not judgment, but joy, not shaking, but glory. Beloved, do not fear the unveiling, for though it will shake the nations, though it will topple the idols, though it will expose the hidden things, it is the decree of your Father, the unveiling of his will, the revealing of his glory. If you belong to him, you have nothing to fear. The unveiling is for your deliverance, for your breakthrough, for your transformation. It is the day when the chains fall, the doors open, the promises come forth. It is the day when the Lord reveals his power, his faithfulness, his sovereignty. It is the day when you will know that he has heard your prayers, seen your tears, remembered his covenant. The unveiling of his decree is the unveiling of his love for his people. And as the day approaches, the Spirit is calling. He is saying, prepare your heart, for the decree is coming. Do not be distracted by the noise of the world. Do not be consumed by the chaos of nations. Do not be deceived by the lies of men. Fix your eyes on the throne. Tune your ears to the voice of the Spirit. Set your heart upon the Lord. For when the unveiling comes, those who are fixed upon him will not be shaken. They will stand as lights in the darkness, as voices in the wilderness, as witnesses to the glory of God. And through them the world will see the decree unveiled, the glory revealed, the kingdom advancing. September 4th, 2025, beloved, is not far off. The day is approaching quickly. And when it comes, it will not be delayed, it will not be postponed, it will not be hidden. It will be the unveiling of the decree that has been written from the foundation of the world. The decree that cannot be broken, the decree that will change everything. And when it comes, everything will indeed change. The old will crumble, the new will rise, the hidden will be revealed, the waiting will end, the fulfillment will begin. And you will know that the Lord has spoken, the Lord has decreed, the Lord has unveiled his will, and it shall be so.